You're listening to the Art Cityscape. Hi everyone, this is a special Meet the Candidates edition of the Art Cityscape. Candidates have officially filed and the Springville City Municipal General Election will be held on November 2nd, 2021. We ask candidates to submit up to 3 minutes of audio to tell listeners who they are, why they are running, and what they hope to accomplish. 9 of the 13 submitted an audio file. First, we will hear from the 3 candidates running for mayor. Here is Matt Packard.
Well, thank you for taking time to listen to this podcast and to become better informed about the candidates that are running for public office in Springville. I'm Matt Packard, and I'm running for mayor of Springville. I'm particularly grateful to a nation that allows us citizens to elect our officials, whether it's in our city or county or state or national leaders. I really appreciate our country being able to do that. For the past 2 years, I've been serving as one of the city council members for the city. I've grown up to understand the character of the city even more than I did. I've been a lifelong citizen of Springville, and I love our culture and atmosphere. I love knowing our neighbors. I love seeing friends and family at the local store and out on the street. It's a great feeling of community and unity. That feeling has been reinforced many times by surveys that the city has done, and I completely agree with how those surveys have come back. My desire to be mayor is to continue to protect that culture and the feel of our community. There's tremendous pressure to grow the city in ways that I feel would damage that feeling. Those pressures are being felt on Main Street, on 4th South, west of the freeway, on 1600 South, and I want to resist those pressures, but channel that pressure into building on the culture and feeling of the community. We do that by carefully watching the height, the architecture, and density of the growth. We need to channel the energy into creating gathering places for us and our families. All of the open spaces that we see around us are being actively talked about, and we want those developers to give to the city the housing, the commercial space, and the retail space that would enhance our culture and not distract from it. That's the charge of the staff, the city council, and the mayor, and I want to continue to lead that charge for the city. I believe I bring to the position of mayor years of experience in working in the business world. I've lived and worked in Springville and Utah Valley for over 40 years. I've had the chance to work with local, state, and national leaders representing our community. I've had the chance to learn from the best as I've served on many state and national committees for my industry and community. And I hope to be able to use that experience to continue to make Springville the best place in the world to live. It is for those reasons that I ask for your vote.
Also running for mayor is Matthew Norman Bradley.
Hello everyone, my name is Matt Bradley and I am running for Springville City Mayor. I get the question sometimes, what separates you from your political opponent? The answer would be about a foot in height and a giant mop of silver curly hair. I'm running for office because I feel as though it is time for kind of a fresh look. I started out actually being inspired by one of the city council people. I ended up getting a flyer at a parade actually just this last summer. And, I looked at it and I thought, this looks like a pretty good face. A new face for city council. I actually went back and took a look at the current council and mayor, looked at their photo and looked at some of the issues they were dealing with and looked at the way in which they were dealing with them and really made the determination that that wasn't representative of me. Now, the trick is this. I have traditionally never really cared for municipal politics. They've never really engaged me. They've never really interested me. And the challenge that I have personally with this campaign is to think, what would I get up and vote for? What would cause me, as a citizen of Springville, as a lifelong resident to the Springville community, what would cause me to want to go and vote? And realistically, I began thinking about all the issues that we're facing and about some of the things that have been decided upon and some of the choices that could have been made maybe a little bit better. We've got some great potential in this community. We've got an influx of fresh faces, new blood. I'd like to see that continue. I'd like to see new ideas being pumped in. Now, I don't want to eschew the old. I want to keep things light. I want to keep things fresh. I want to be the type of mayor that engages you and your families in the neighborhoods that you call home. Springville has been a great place for me to grow up. I have 2 daughters, and I want to see them grow up in a great community as well. I want to see things continue to progress in our schools, parks, neighborhoods. And I guess if I had to deliver one message, it would be that I believe in this community. And I hope that the people of Springville can believe in me as Mayor Bradley. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to hearing from you, your feedback, and we will see you on through the election cycle and at the polls.
Ryan Miller is also running for mayor.
My name is Ryan Miller. I'm running for the mayor of Art City. Me and my wife, Amanda Miller, who is also running for city council for a year, would love to meet everyone. We'll be at the farmers market on Mondays if you'd like to come say hi and see what we're all about. I also want to work on public transportation for bicyclists and pedestrians, ensure a dog park, and keep Old Main Street uniform to its original look. We're the Millers, here for you, Art City, our home, Springville.
Now we will hear from candidates vying for a 4-year council seat. There are 2 seats available. Here is Ximena Bishop.
My name is Ximena Bishop. I am a mother of 3 children. I'm married. I am a teacher in one of our schools here in the city. I've been a resident in Springville for the last 6 years. Originally, I am from Argentina, so I'm part of a bilingual family. That's very important to me. And Springville has become my home. This is where we decided to raise our children, and they have lived most of their lives here. Actually, my husband's family, they've been part of Springville for a long time, and that has been really neat to be able to come back to that special place in the family. I mentioned I am a teacher here in our city, and as an educator, I see the realities of so many families. I teach in a public school, so I am in contact with the parents and the families and the students of all walks of life in our school. And it's our classroom. My classroom is a really neat place to be able to see the hopes and the challenges and the realities that these families face. And I really hope that as part of a member of the city council that I can contribute and I can be a voice for them, and we can help provide the way to overcome some of the challenges that they have and create opportunities for the hopes that they have. For the last 18 months, I participated in the Springville United Cultural Committee for the city. And these last Art City Days, we put together an event, the first ever Latino festival to be celebrated in the city as part of Art City Days. And it has been such an eye-opening experience that the great things we can accomplish when people come together and when we create the scenario for inclusion and for building bridges so that people can connect and understand each other. I feel Springville is growing so fast. And it's important to recognize that diversity and to accommodate the new needs that the city has. And I hope to be able to facilitate that. Also, Springville is in a great place. Fiscally responsible service, it's very important that we can continue to be at that great place and continue to provide the services that these families need in a very responsible way. And also support educational opportunities. The museum, the rec, the library, we have some great assets in the city, and I love to dedicate that in service in the community, in the council.
Also running for a 4-year seat is Michael Snelson.
My name is Michael Snelson, and I'm running for one of the 2 available 4-year city council seats because I see a bright future for Springville. The 3.5 years that I've served on the council have been very rewarding as I have interacted with many residents and have been able to help with concerns they have about the city. During my time on the council, I've served in several capacities, including the Art Board, Chamber of Commerce, Parks and Recreation Board, the Mayor's Economic Advisory Commission, Active Transportation Ad Hoc Committee, and others. I have lived in Springville my entire life, and my wife Jackie and I chose to raise our 6 children here. I have served for 30 years as president at Snelson Photocolor Lab, I'm an avid cyclist and a competitive shooter participating in the sport of cowboy action shooting. I'm also an accomplished photographer and printmaker. My platform stands on 3 pillars. I believe in a citizen-guided government. I want to inspire continuing conversations between government, citizens, and businesses that encourages cooperation and builds consensus around challenging issues. A while ago, I met with a group of citizens in South Springville who were concerned about a dangerous intersection in their neighborhood. Together with their input and the help of Public Works, we were able to accommodate that need and get their requested stop sign placed at that intersection. On another occasion, my Bike with Mike ride resulted in a resident discussing his desire for pickleball courts to accommodate the growing popularity of the game. Because of that input and many others and the great work of the Parks and Recreation Department, we just held a ribbon cutting for 6 pickleball courts on August 23rd. These are just 2 examples of what I've seen firsthand on how working together citizens and government can make our community more enjoyable. Second, fiscal conservatism. I believe that cities should work within a budget just like individuals and families do. I work in a very challenging industry that has decimated similar businesses to mine around the country. My employees and I have been able to keep our business vibrant and productive through reducing our expenses and improving our efficiencies. Because of the challenges I have faced, I understand the need for fiscal conservatism while at the same time providing cutting-edge services and products. Third, improved infrastructure. I currently serve on the committee working on developing the new Active Transportation Master Plan. This master plan will lay out the strategy for future active transportation infrastructure, including trails, bikeways, and safe street and railroad crossings. The Parks and Rec Board is currently working on a Parks and Trails Master Plan. Serving on both of these boards places me in a unique position to help make Springville an even better, safer, and more fun place to live. Because I'd like to see these projects through to fruition and because of my desire to continue to serve you, I ask for your vote on November 2nd.
Craig Jensen is also running for a 4-year council seat.
Hello, this is Craig Jensen. I'm running for Springville City Council 4-year term. Let me start by giving you my phone number, 801-376-6565. Call or text me anytime and we can talk about my candidacy. As a lifetime resident, father, and volunteer in Springville, I'm running for City Council for a 2nd term because I want to keep Springville great for our current residents and our future generations. Just a quick biography of me. In 1986, I married my wife, Susan Roden. She's the daughter of Steve and Diane Roden of Mapleton. My parents are Gerald and Mary Lou Jensen of Springville. Susan and I have 3 children, Katie, Carly, and Caden. They all 3 are married and live here in South Utah County and have provided us with 8 awesome grandkids. In 1982, I graduated from Springville High School, and in 89, I graduated from the University of Utah with a degree in economics. I'm currently semi-retired. I'm a general contractor with our small family-owned business called Jensen M&M Homes and Pools. Prior to that, I was in business development with Clyde Companies, and before that, a national accounts manager for a large medical company. Overall, I bring experience from my previous service on the City Council and from a successful career in management and business development. My proven problem-solving skills will help aid the City Council in making solid decisions for our community's future. I would be grateful for the opportunity to continue to give back to the community where I was brought up and where my wife and I have raised our family. I'd like to share with you 4 key commitments I have as a city councilman. Number 1, maintain and improve our infrastructure plan to preserve and uphold public safety, services, and assets at an affordable cost. Number 2, stimulate business growth and social development by vitalizing key areas of our city. Number 3, strengthen our neighborhoods through appropriate land use. And number 4, focus on family needs. Our family-friendly community in Springville has led to a robust and healthy city. Let's keep it that way. Overall, my strength is my tenacity to get it done. I am extremely results-oriented. This year, the City of Springville is participating in the state's Ranked Choice Voting Program. Please contact me or anyone in Springville City Administration if you have questions about how it works. I'm asking you to please mark me down as one of your top 2 City Council 4-year candidates in this year's election. Thanks for listening. Again, this is Craig Jensen, and my phone number's 801-376-6565.
Here is Marcia Conover Harris.
I'm Marcia Conover Harris, and I'm running for the Springville City Council. Springville has always been my home. I was born and raised here. I graduated from Springville High School and obtained an associate's degree from UVU. Currently, I have my own business working as a graphic designer. My parents owned the local newspaper, the Springville Herald, where I worked for more than 20 years. So I've been in a unique position to observe the good things in Springville and the challenges it faces. I'm raising my own family here now, and that's why I want to be a member of the City Council to make sure our quality of life continues for our kids. I believe in the volunteer spirit. I believe in community service and giving back to the community. And I've been involved in it all my life and in many areas of Springville. I've served as a member of the Art City Days Committee as chairman of the Duct Tape Regatta event for 5 years. I've volunteered as a youth sports coach for Springville City Recreation. I've spent many volunteer hours helping to build and make improvements to the Spring Acres Arts Park. I've volunteered for the World Folk Fest for more than 20 years, and probably the service I'm most proud of is serving as a volunteer member of the local American Legion chapter, playing taps on my trumpet at local veterans' funerals for more than 25 years. I will provide a new perspective to the council as I have lived to represent the west side of Springville. There are no representatives of Springville's west side currently on the council, even though most of the city's growth, both residential and commercial, is happening in this area. I've lived here for more than 20 years and understand the needs of this area. We have an opportunity to make sure future development is well planned in this area, and I will work to clear the way for good development of both commercial and residential areas. As a sports enthusiast and a musician, I can bring both sides of that argument together. Springville is known as the Art City, and our community has a long history in the arts that should be preserved and continued. At the same time, many residents want to see the city offer more sports facilities and recreational opportunities. I have deep interest in both these areas and will work to provide both to city residents. I am an avid cyclist and currently work as a track and field coach at Maple Mountain High School. I served as a member of the ad hoc committee responsible for the initial planning of the Clyde Recreation Center. I've played trumpet all my life, including at Springville High School and UVU, and I've been a member of the Timpanogos Symphony Orchestra for 11 years and performed with the Utah Premier Brass and Mormon Youth Symphony. Springville is my home. I want to help make it the best I can for my children, for their children, and for all of our children. I believe I can do that as a member of your city council. Vote for me, Marcia Conover Harris.
Dale Watson, Craig Conover, and Amanda Miller are also running for a 4-year council seat. Lastly, we will hear from candidates running for a 2-year council seat. There is 1 seat available. Here is Lyle Wert.
Hi, I'm Lyle Wert, and I'm running to represent you on the Springville City Council. My family and I immigrated to the United States 23 years ago with nothing more than a few suitcases and a savings account. I'm now honored to call Art City my home. My wife and I are the parents of 2 handsome boys. I want to leave them and future generations with a community and a nation of which they can be most proud. From participating in citywide service projects to cleaning up after devastating natural disasters, I have always loved serving others. I have volunteered in several ecclesiastical leadership positions, including full-time missionary service, assisting friends and members of my faith with spiritual and temporal needs. I have been employed in the information technology industry for 11 years. I enjoy helping customers identify solutions to their most challenging problems. I have experience analyzing needs, prioritizing tasks, and collaborating with teams to achieve results. I know how to make difficult decisions and reach mutually beneficial compromises. My vision is to create and sustain a vibrant, safe community. I want to implement changes that will strengthen our community now and in the future. How will I achieve this vision? First, smart growth. We must be smart about attracting businesses and establishing neighborhoods. I will promote responsible development that maintains our city's character and benefits our community. As a member of our city council, I will work to ensure our infrastructure and services meet the needs of our community. Second, fiscal responsibility. Our government should not spend money it does not have. We cannot burden future generations with debt. I will keep our city government fiscally responsible. I will never spend money that does not exist, and I will oppose unnecessary tax increases. Third, public safety. A city can only thrive if its residents feel safe wherever they go. As Springville continues to grow, crime will too. I believe the safety of the citizenry is a fundamental responsibility of government, and as long as I'm in office, I will ensure our city government prioritizes it. And fourth, transparency and accountability. Springville residents can expect me to always communicate regularly and honestly with them. I will advocate civic engagement and transparency at every level of our city government. As a candidate from the Westfields, I also believe our growing community deserves representation on our city council. This November, vote for a new voice and the right choice for Springville. Vote Lyle Wert for Springville City Council.
Also running is Chris Sorensen.
Well, hello, this is Chris Sorensen, a lifelong resident of Springville. I went through Springville schools, graduated from Springville High School, worked in the Nebo School District for most of my life, and retired 10 years ago as the superintendent of Nebo School District. I've had the great opportunity to serve 3 terms previously on the city council, 2 terms in the 90s, and then recently in the last 8 years, I served a 4-year term. I am close to Springville. I've always loved Springville. It means a lot to me. And I'm at a position in my life now where things have kind of slowed down work-wise. I'm finally fully retired and been released from a couple of other responsibilities I had, and kind of find myself thinking, what can I do that will help? And so that's part of the first thought that I had when it was brought to my attention that there's going to be a 2-year term on the council. With the experience that I've had before, I think that's something that I could really bring to the council, and especially at this time. With all due respect to the other people running, it takes some time to get up to speed when you're on city council. And a 2-year term would really help you to get ready for another 2 years. But where I have the experience, I think I really bring that to the table. I've served on many boards, Library Board, South Utah Valley Waste District, Power Board, Recreation Committee, just most of the things that you have the opportunity to serve with. And I know how the finances work. I know the basics of the planning and zoning and the master plan, and those things are critical right now. Why I would run, I have kind of once been told by somebody that I didn't like developers, and I think that's certainly not true that I don't like developers, but I don't like the way things seem to go sometimes, that major developments come in and want a lot of exceptions and not follow the rule. Now, I know some come in and follow it down the line, and others that want to change sometimes offer good compensation for it. But I don't think Springville needs to be filling out our boundaries with high-rise apartments. Certainly, we need to have a share, but I think we're kind of approaching that point already where we have our share. And so I just want to kind of be a watchdog on making sure people that come in meet the zoning and ordinance rules. I have, I think, some good support with people on the council. I know them, worked with them, and just excited to serve. I feel like I bring probably experience and wisdom of things that have happened in the past, and kind of have in mind a desire to not let Springville lose its identity, which I think sometimes we do. And I guess the other thing is it's critical that we continue to attract the right businesses. We've done a good job with people on the corridors, but we can even work more to bring in some other things that we need. So those are the reasons why I want to run.
Kelly Jensen is also running for a 2-year council seat. That does it for our candidates. Registered voters should receive a ballot in the mail the week of October 12, 2021. Election Day is November 2nd. Remember that this year, Springville City is doing ranked choice voting, which means that voters will rank candidates in order of preference. Our website and UtahRCV.com explain more about ranked choice voting. Thanks for listening. Have a great week.